This just in. Is TikTok hip hop? The answer may surprise you. Hello and welcome to Here's Your Apology. I'm your host, Nate, and this is Levi, the other host, and we are so glad you decided to spend your morning or evening or
afternoon,
whenever you're lots of options in time,
weekend
of day with us, watching us, and I would just like to say hello.
Hi. Well, let's jump right into it, shall we?
Let's jump right in.
Shall we jump right into it? Because listeners of this podcast, viewers of this show, would know how I feel about TikTok. It's either pure evil or it's a tool that can be used for good and for evil.
He has said that, like, often.
I've said it because I'm constantly feel guilty for being on TikTok.
It's a time suck.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And yeah. Well, it's official. It's a sad day because here on this podcast, we're calling it hip hop is dead, rap is dead, and TikTok killed it.
R.I.P. hip hop. It was a fun run. And
you got too big. You flew too close to the sun.
You let Young Gravy drop a couple.
And it's over. Sorry. Nicki Minaj kind of really put the nail in the coffin for you guys with the One Thing About Me trend challenge. I don't even know what it is. Whatever it is, it's terrible. And everybody who likes hip hop or rap should be protesting. Don't believe me? You think, okay, no, because I found some good music on there. I found some good music on TikTok.
Yeah, I have. I've seen a lot of good artists.
So have I. But this is also on TikTok.
One thing about me is that when I was 5, I used to dry hump this stuffed Pikachu I had as a child.
One thing about me is I was kind of in a cult.
One thing about me is that when I was 10, I learned that a vacuum in a vacuum cleaner.
One thing about me is I worked at In-N-Out in college.
While watching that scene in Lion King where Simba and Nala have sex with each other, like they're rolling around and it's so hot for some reason.
She's like, yep, I'm fine. And she sends me a picture of her tumor, okay?
It's the same kind of vacuum that's up in space.
And so I was like, wow, this lady makes sense. She's talking about spiritual and psychological.
One thing about me is that I will not let my babies go trick-or-treating this Halloween because this holiday promotes the devil and Satan, and I will not have my babies promote the devil or Satan. Y'all, this world is getting scary, so I'm calling on my mamas. If you really love your babies, don't let them go. You should have them in your house.
This one is so good. Oh, that one is so good.
Oh, it's dead.
It's
dead. That's
the trend. And once you get white women rapping, rap is dead. Hip hop is dead.
R.I.P. hip hop. Wow. That's a horrible trend. That's my official position. I'm not trying to be controversial.
And it gets even worse because corporations, you know, the people who like to pander to you so that you give them your money, they have also just accelerated the death of rap by putting out these stupid TikTok raps as advertisements. Here's an example.
Okay, you guys, this app is amazing because, like, if you got a pink elephant just inside of your brain, then search it as the prompt and watch it get made. If you want it to look like a little more human, add a couple words to see what this app is doing. You can type in whatever you want, like drinking beer. Just sit back and watch it appear.
Whoa.
It's so bad.
Night.
I'm sorry to the black community. I'm sorry. that this happened. Like I don't know where you go from here. Like, how do you make it cool again?
Back to the reception.
There's too many white people who hear something like that and go, yeah, bars.
Yes.
And it's their friend who's doing it. And so they're like, yeah, bars, you know, they're cheering them on. That is, I don't know how you come back from that, if I'm being honest.
None of them rhymed.
Yeah, it doesn't have to rhyme.
None of them rhymed.
It doesn't have to rhyme anymore if you're just telling a story.
Hey.
Apparently.
Yeah, we just gentrified rap.
Nicki Minaj gentrified it, and TikTok facilitated it, and which really means that Nicki Minaj, in collusion with the Chinese, ruined American hip hop, the thing that we held so near and dear to our hearts,
cherished,
and like the black culture. You know, like now what? Now what? Now what?
Yeah. You guys, the only other solution is you guys take over K-pop, but I think K-pop
that might be a solution.
Took over R&B.
Did it?
I would say
basically, yeah. Dang.
Yeah, K-pop.
It's
K-pop killed R&B. TikTok is killing hip hop.
Yep.
And fucking hard rock will be after that because it's like not as listened to.
Yeah. So what's the next big genre? Because pretty soon people are going to realize that
probably
this is corny. That most hip hop is corny, especially tick hop.
Tick hop.
What's the
TikTok?
worst? It's TikTok hop. TikTok hip hop.
Yeah, but what's that?
I just made it up.
I know.
It's TikTok hip hop.
Define it.
What we just watched.
Oh.
That's TikTok hip hop.
Okay. Yeah, so tick hop, is it what's it called? TikTok hop?
Tick hop.
Tick hop
is corny.
It's really shitty. You don't rhyme or like rap on beat,
and you have to be white.
You have to be, you have to be white.
They're just trying to like make as much money as they can by saying and doing whatever it takes, and so the art form has just degraded.
Yeah, it's like, you know, the beautiful paintings of Michelangelo, Leonardo. We don't have those anymore.
No.
We don't have those amazing, beautiful artists anymore, like the Renaissance painters, right?
Right. Like no one's going down in history.
No.
Except for like maybe Kanye West.
Yeah.
Like nobody else is a historical artist in today's modern age. Everyone else is going to blend into the crowd of artists.
Right.
And Kanye is going to stand out as like the Michelangelo.
Oh, for sure. Like when we talk about him in the future.
Exactly.
When we sing our songs about that great man.
Yeah, and like people are going to be reading about Kanye West in history books.
Absolutely.
And they're going to look at people who did the This Thing About Me challenge on TikTok, and it's going to be like when you look at pictures of your parents from like the 70s or whatever, and you're like, what are they wearing?
Yeah.
People in 100 years or whatever, 5 years, honestly.
Yeah.
They're going to look back at the
half, maybe.
This Thing About Me trend and how it killed hip hop and be like, what were we thinking?
Right. Like people
delete that post from my TikTok page. That's so embarrassing.
Yeah. Like what the hell was I thinking? Like it's like the mom who looks back on her college years.
Exactly.
You know,
like I wore that. That's the only reason that I even watched one of those TikToks is because as soon as it started, I was like cringing.
Oh, this is going to be bad.
It was like watching a train wreck. I was cringing and like,
You can't look away though.
Exactly.
You have to watch.
That's how these trends get started, I feel like.
Oh, for sure. And you know what sucks is I'm going to make one now. I'm going to make a ton of them. One thing about me is, you know.
and then just tell some story that nobody cares about.
Yeah, none of them are going to be true, and none of them are going to rhyme or be on.
None of them probably are true, you know? Everyone's just trying to go viral.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, another stupid trend I can throw my hat in the ring at.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. I mean, that's what TikTok is, and that's why it could be pure evil. It'll just lead a bunch of sheep off a cliff.
Levi, we
with
just
no problem.
Yeah. We just need to come up with the next stupidest viral thing.
I can't think that dumb.
Yes, you can.
Because I'll think about it and then I'll be like,
believe
no, that's dumb, and then I just won't do it. That's what I picture, at least.
Yeah, that's me.
I've got too much I care what people think too much, probably, to do something that is that cringy that I'm aware is cringy.
I could see that because you have a cool factor to you. Like I
have a try hard factor. That's what it is. It's not even cool. It's like I just try hard.
That's a totally cool thing to say, by the way.
I try to be cool. You know what
admitting
I mean?
your flaws?
How cool is that?
That is very cool.
No, I just try hard, and so I don't understand people who don't try hard. Even a little bit. Like, you don't need to try hard to be cool because that's also lame.
Thank you.
But if you're not trying at all, that's lamer.
That's very much more
At least
lame.
try a little bit to get the approval of the people around you.
What would you? Yeah, what would you rather be like? Would you rather be the guy that's a little too hype beast, or the guy who just is like, I don't fucking care?
I feel like I fall more into the guy who's too hype beast.
Really?
In general. Like,
wow.
It depends, right? If it's like a group activity and it's to do something, then yes. But if it's just like in a conversation where we're talking about our opinions.
Mm-hmm. Is it more like one, you're not afraid to let like someone know the real you, but you are a little bit for like surface judgments?
I'm like, yeah, in certain settings,
like finance and status and shit that doesn't matter. You're kind of,
I don't care.
Yeah.
But then if it's like a serious conversation,
you really don't care.
I'll care more
about how you're viewed.
Just about my like perspective on things. I think. Like, it's easy to be on this podcast and just not care about any of these subjects that we talk about because
we don't.
I don't. Exactly. Like I'm good at detaching myself from like the news, whereas a lot of people will take that to heart, and it's, well, sometimes, I mean, obviously we're all, we all take stuff to heart like that and we take it seriously, but I like to be someone who doesn't take it seriously, because someone getting, shot in the middle of the country that I'm
hilarious.
Like, it doesn't affect me. And so I'm detached, and I'm easily detached in that way. But if I have a one-on-one interaction with somebody, and like that's just your personal story or whatever, then I'll be a little more just like empathetic. It just depends.
I hear you. Yeah. So hip hop is dead.
Yeah, let's get back to the subject. I don't even know how we got here.
Yeah, so
I was embarrassed for the brand that thought that getting some corny TikToker who does like cheesy rap hip hop for an ad, they thought that was a good idea, and that made me never want to associate myself with their brand.
Yeah. It's like, dang it, I used to purchase your product.
Yeah, but this is a
line in the sand.
Yeah.
This is a line that I'm drawing, a boundary. And this is, yeah.
Well, rest in peace to hip hop.
Yep.
I'll still go listen to the classics. I'll listen all the way from 90s to, I'll say I'll stop around 2012. 20.
Yeah.
And then, from here on out, good luck.
Yeah, and I'd like to say my new album, Fat Nate the Outlet, is going to be coming out. I obviously decided to, seeing what happened to the genre, decided to put my own
hat in the ring.
Yep. So wish me luck, and and look for my new album. And all of the songs are conspiracy theories. I have to say that.
Really bring in the white culture to hip hop.
Oh, yeah. Just wait till you get to the Sandy Hook.
All right, let's move on to, in the spirit of October, in the spirit of Halloween, a daycare worker is fired after scaring children in a Halloween mask.
Well, happy Halloween. Oh, I know why this is going on. It's in Mississippi. Makes sense. I thought that was the standard in Mississippi. You go to daycare and it's expected. You're going to get the shit scared out of you.
There's a lot of scary stuff in Mississippi.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that'll scare you down there.
Yeah. If she took her mask off, her face,
it would have been
her actual
equally
face
as scary.
Is scarier
All
than
the kids
mask.
knew it was her. That's why they got scared. So this teacher put on a scream mask, although I don't think it's a scream mask. I think it's from The Conjuring 2. It's like the nun. Even scarier than the scream mask.
It's terrifying.
The lady got fired. The lady who did this got fired.
For now.
But you know that she's the lady who's like, Halloween is my favorite time of year. She's from Mississippi, so that's how she talks. She's like,
oh, darling, ain't nothing wrong with a little heart pitter patter from a little from a little goof.
She just a goof. It's
just a goof. I don't know why everybody's freaking out. The children loved it. Check out the fucking video. Went viral.
Yeah, went viral. Like, what? No, but this lady for sure, is the one who's like, Halloween's I cannot wait for fall. Halloween's my favorite time of year. I like to get out. I like to come to school and scare the kids a little bit.
Everything's so
Do you think
nice.
she thought that she was having fun or it was all fun? Or do you think she's like, I hate these kids.
Yeah.
And this feels so good to have them just crying at
No.
I try to discipline them. Whenever I tell them to be quiet, they're never quiet. Story time. I'm trying to read them a story, and they're never quiet.
Hell, I tried to tell them to shut the fuck up, and they wouldn't.
And now this is my chance.
Because these kids don't flinch at shit.
Put the fear of God in these kids, because when they see the devil in person,
they're going to run right into Jesus' arms.
They see the devil in human form.
Just you wait. We're going to turn them Christian. Yes, he is.
Amen.
Yeah, no, I think she thought this was a good idea because she clearly wanted someone hey, get your phones ready.
Yeah. Apparently she also did it last year.
As it's a tradition.
Yeah,
remember last year, fuckers.
Yeah. Remember when you were one last year?
She's like, today is your day of reckoning.
You're 2.5 now.
Just comes bursting through the door. Imagine that.
She committed to the character. That's the problem. Had she come in and been like, and then taking it off and been like, oh, come here.
Just teacher Rhonda.
Give me a hug. Or she was handing out candy, trick or treat or
something. Get
over
here, sugar.
It would have probably been okay.
Yeah.
There's the kids are screaming, and then she hands them some Skittles, and then they're like, oh, then they get happy.
I guess I don't need to be afraid.
That's the thing. They gotta get happy.
Yeah.
The fact that, because she would
hunch over them, scream at the top of her lungs. Think about that. You're 2 years old, right? So you're 2 feet tall.
Yeah.
And this thing that's 4 feet
it looks
taller
like
than
a
you.
Giant to you.
If Sasquatch just leaned over you and just screamed until your hair flew.
And she went to one classroom, and then she was to a different classroom. She was like, "You're next," and all the kids went and
hot
hid.
Shit.
All the kids went and hid behind this counter.
They did an active
And they were just
shooting
waiting.
drill.
They were just waiting for her to come into the room, already afraid, hiding. And she's just like, "You guys are next." Like,
Oh
they
my
were
gosh.
obviously terrified. And yes, it's hilarious. Yes, frightening children is funny, but there's a line.
Yeah.
Like, I got my nephew a little like doll that you would press its stomach and
Voodoo doll.
its mouth would do this, and the Skin-a-Marinka-Dink song would come out. So it'd be like
Skin-a-marinky-dinky-dink?
yeah. And so you'd press the stomach, and it'd be like Skin-a-Marinka-Dink as you pressed it, and his mouth would move.
It's like
And
creepily slow.
He was like 2 years old. He hated it. He screamed. He screamed when he saw it, and then it'd be like, "Here, look!" And he'd be like, "No!" He'd like go hide behind his mom, like,
Uncle Levi's the devil.
and it was hilarious, and
Absolutely
I loved
so funny.
doing it. But that's a family member.
Yeah.
You don't do it to the kids of the people who paid you to look after them.
Yeah, if anything, do it to a rando on the street.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? Like, you're
Hallow-
never going to see him again. You see a mother pushing a child in a stroller, lean over the stroller and just scream yourself hoarse right into that baby carriage.
Plus,
have yourself a time. They're never going to see you again.
Plus, Halloween is the time to go wear your mask, go stand out on your porch when kids walk up, try and scare them.
Yeah.
It's appropriate in that scenario.
'Tis the season.
'Tis the season.
Yeah.
But just inflicting your anger onto kids who have never seen the movie The Conjuring and those monsters that are in the rated R horror film, and you just like get into full character.
Yeah.
You like dress up with the mask, you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, "I am the monster."
It's supposed
It's
to be
traumatic.
this. Yeah, you're supposed to have a fucking
Yeah.
workup.
Exactly.
Instead, you're just getting
Like
a
you-
5-finger death punch.
You start with like
The old fart box.
The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
It makes it kind of happy.
It's claymation.
There's a
there's
lot
songs.
of kid-friendly Halloween movies out there.
Yeah.
Had you just if this lady had dressed up like Hocus Pocus witch and like gone around like putting spells on kids,
Giving them Hershey's Kisses.
no problem, no
Yeah.
problems. You're not getting fired.
Maybe in Mississippi.
And the funny part is that
Still get fired.
the person who owns the daycare does a news interview, and they're just the shadow, just the silhouette. They're like, put the silhouette on gravel, and she's like, "I didn't know. I wasn't here. I fired her. I had no clue this was happening."
All right, I'll do the interview, but I just don't want my face on the TV.
Yeah.
I'm, trying to distance. I'm trying to run a business here.
I want people to bring their kids.
I need the money. I'm an alcoholic.
And I wasn't here at the time, and I wasn't aware that they were doing that, and I don't condone that, and I never have.
She sounds pro,
And,
by the
I
way.
just wanted to say that
What do you mean pro?
it has been.
She sounds pro,
Like she's covering
like
it
she's
well.
yes for
For a
Mississippi.
public apology.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it sounds.
For someone who's probably never had to give a public apology.
I think what happened is she got the video and immediately looked up on YouTube, like public apologies or like how to distance yourself from.
Because this is the other
bad
thing.
PR situation.
This is the other thing. You know that like everyone who works in this daycare is probably like tight knit. Like every day she sees that other lady who wore the mask, she's probably thinks we're friends. She's probably friends with the lady who wore the mask.
Of course.
So it's hard to
or
be
even family sometimes.
So it's hard to like have to condemn her in public. And you can tell in the shakiness of her voice that that's exactly what she knows. She's like having to condemn her friend in public to the news.
Yeah, she probably thought the video was funny.
Yeah, they texted it to her. as soon as they made it.
That's
you know?
why they made it.
They texted it to her, and then she sent back like tear laughing, like the one that's like
who would love
sideways.
this video
like,
is Bobby Joe. She would love this video, Bobby Joe. Send it to her.
And then as soon as she got back, there's a news crew outside of her house.
You
You own the daycare? That the lady with the mask? I do not. I wasn't there. I don't condone what happened. She's been fired. I've had to fire my friend over this.
How would you do this interview, right? Like, Levi, you own the daycare where your employee scared the living shit out of children.
Okay.
Wearing a horrifying mask. Okay,
Yeah,
and I'm the reporter. Ready?
Okay. Yes.
Would you like to address any? Would you like to make a comment on that?
Okay. Let me stop you right here. Okay.
Okay.
Had it been your personal kids, it would have been funny. But because they were other people's kids, I can see how it's less funny. But it's also still kind of funny. Like it's a little bit funny, but I can see where it kind of crossed the line. But also, you got to admit, it's a little bit funny.
I totally see your point. And I agree completely. Thank you for doing this interview.
There's obviously nothing funny about traumatizing children, but let's just imagine that they didn't get traumatized. If they didn't get traumatized and it was just like a little goof, it's a little funny. It's like a prank video. I see those on TikTok all the time. It's like a little prank video. You know, like they thought
You've never scared your children, laughed your heads off.
Yeah. It's the only line that was crossed is that it wasn't her children.
Yeah.
But again, we're sorry, and please bring your kids back. We're still having our trick-or-treat event at the end of the month, though. We're still having our trick-or-treat event. Don't let this, I still want people to show up for that. That's how I imagine,
Yeah. And I'll go, this is Nate Wazinski reporting from Levi's Kids, Highway 99, Vancouver, Washington. The best daycare in town.
Well, guess what the daycare is called?
Is it House of the Rising Sun Daycare?
It's called Lil Blessings.
Lil
Daycare.
Blessings?
LIL. That's the other thing.
That's a Mississippi title.
It was a religious daycare.
We're just going to scare the devil right out of these little bastards.
Yeah.
Had enough of their disrespect and disobedience.
For we all have sinned and fallen short. And these little motherfucking
Blessings.
have fallen short. And so today they're going to learn their lesson.
Like the news reporter asked, so why did you decide to name it Lil Blessings? And I go, and she'd come up with something fun and spunky. Because Little Fuckers was, I can't call it Little Fuckers. I'm kidding, darling, of course. And then just go right into how I just view every single little baby life as a blessing.
And also, I have a TikTok account, and that's my rapper name is Lil Blessing.
One thing about me is I have a TikTok. Time to run into the arms of Jesus, you little fucking heathens. And I scream like a banshee.
And then I have an altar call, and guess what?
Statistically,
100% of these children find salvation.
They come in sinners and they leave Lil Blessings. And that's why we call it Lil Blessings. Because they are Lil Blessings when they leave here.
Yeah. Little blessings to society, little blessings to the world.
Little blessings to their parents who obviously couldn't do the best of jobs raising those little, blessings.
Jesus said, let the little children.
You know what he said? He said, spare the rod and spoil the child. Part of our program here at Little Blessings.
Yeah.
We are stern believers in the rod.
Yeah. And also just stern believers.
Yeah. Just stern believers in general.
All right. I think justice was served. I mean, the best thing you could do is fire the lady. And let's move on. Let's try and have a good Halloween. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to our next subject. The Biden administration requires trans women, aka biological men, to register for the military draft if they were born male. Which makes me think that there might be a draft coming up. The fact that this is like a thing that they're putting out guidelines like, this is who we're going to, just in case, this is who we're going to ask for if we need to send everybody to war. Makes me think that we might be getting there a little bit. I don't know. But basically the party of the LGBTQ community and the biggest allies that there are now, if there is a draft, it doesn't matter how you identify. It matters how you were born. If you were born with a penis, you could get drafted. It doesn't matter if you think or if you say, I'm a woman, or you feel like you were born as a woman. It doesn't matter. Biden doesn't care. I care. I don't want someone who identifies as a woman fighting wars, but Biden doesn't care.
Yeah, no.
Biden is not an ally.
No.
He's out there. He'll send you right to the front line.
This is what they're going to do. They're going to look at you and you go, oh, they're going to go, oh, you think you're a girl? Skip to the front of the line.
Yeah. You've been taking estrogen. Time to start taking some testosterone because you're going to the front line.
Yeah. You can hopscotch all the way there.
So,
but front of the line for you.
Biden administration requires trans women to register for the military draft if they were born male. Transgender women must still register for the military draft according to the U.S. Selective Service. U.S. citizens or immigrants who are born male and change their gender to female are still required to register, the Selective Service states in its official website. Individuals who were born female but identify as male do not need to register. This is the thing. I feel like this is just a push for the Democrats to try and get transgender people out of their party, because now the only way that someone who's was born a man but identifies as a female cannot get drafted is if they voted a Republican, because Republicans don't want transgender people in the military.
Yeah.
So that's the saving grace right there. Vote Republican, and guess what? You're not going to get drafted.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they don't want you in the military.
Yeah. There ain't no fucking catwalks at boot camp.
That's why I feel like this is a move by Biden and the Democrats to try and distance themselves from trans people, because they're been the loudest, most annoying ones in the freaking Democratic side, and they know that.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, how do we win some of these elections? We got to distance ourselves from the T in the LGBT. And so now they're like, how do we get them to not like us? They love us. They're our biggest fans. How do we get them to hate us? Let's tell them that we don't.
They have to register for the draft.
Yeah, we don't acknowledge what they identify as. We tell them that when it comes to war, you're still a man.
Yeah, it's like when your dad will play along to a certain point, and then
yeah,
and he's like, okay,
let's get serious.
All right, but seriously,
take out the trash. All right.
Yeah, seriously, clean the plates.
Yeah.
That's kind of, they're like, oh, you want to pretend, but seriously, you need to grab a fucking gun and get out there.
Yeah, because we need people to die for this country.
Yeah,
and we're willing to sacrifice you first.
Yeah, and then Republicans are the complete opposite, where my son ain't gonna serve on the front fucking lines with some gosh darn fairy staring at his ass. How's he supposed to aim at the fucking enemy? How's he supposed to aim at the enemy when gay Ronnie behind him is
poking him in the butt with his barrel of his gun?
The barrel of his fucking gun. But you don't know it's his fucking
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like this is going to push the transgender community into the voting Republican because they don't want to get drafted. They'll figure out that Republicans don't care what you identify as long as you're a good person.
Yeah. Yeah,
And they'll be like, oh, you accept me for, even though I make you call me she?
They're like, no,
They're like,
we don't accept
I
you.
mean,
We don't care.
I just don't care. Like, sure, I'll call you she. You mostly look like a girl. So, okay.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, oh, so these people who want to draft me.
Like, I was calling you she before you were calling you she. That's, part of why, I was like, when we were in high school, I was like, look at this bitch. And look, I was, you called me a bully then, but I was more of a prophet.
I think, I can't not see it. Ever since I had that thought, I can't not see it as the way that the Democrats want to push out the transgender voting block, because why else would they just like do something so obviously against the doctrine of transgender ideology in saying it doesn't matter what you identify as,
right?
It matters what you were born as, whereas this whole time they've been saying it doesn't matter what you were born as, it matters what you identify as.
Sure.
It's like this flip-flop. It feels so obvious to me that they just want to piss them off and kick them out.
Yeah, that is a valid theory. I have a theory too. Either that or they're seriously worried about war. And when wartime comes and the bullet and the metal meet the meat, they're going to want to, like, you need soldiers.
Right.
Right? You need numbers.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It comes down to
so they're like,
the
all right,
reality.
Yes.
When it's actual draft, actual war, they're done playing politics.
Yep.
We need you.
Yep.
We need your bone density.
Yeah.
You can keep your hair long. We'll compromise. You can keep your hair long.
No, for sure shave it.
Yeah.
They're still like, no, but
like,
seriously, this is the fucking military.
Yeah. We're going back to don't ask, don't tell policy.
Yeah.
You're all wearing the same uniform. You guys can't tell.
Yeah, fine. We celebrate it. Grab a fucking gun.
Yeah.
Woo.
That's so interesting.
Look, now you're all real heroes. Opportunity has arrived.
You wanted equal opportunity? Well, guess what? You can die for our country just like straight men, just like women can now. You're welcome.
Equal. Everybody's equal.
Yeah, we're snatching y'all up. Guess what? We're also drafting masculine women. So,
Yeah, we're drafting trans. Is it
the classic straight male?
Yep, classic
trans masculine women
and masculine women.
Equality. We'll call that equality for now till the war's over, and then we can all have another conversation about it.
Yeah. And you know what? Don't try and get past us growing your hair out. We're going by shoulder width and stance.
Yep.
The gait. How wide your gait is when you walk.
Do you think that they're going to make an exception for people who've had their after surgery? They've had their peepees cut off.
No.
Do you think that they're like, okay, only if you were born a man and you still have your penis? Or if they're like, only if you're born a man, like if you were born a man but you cut your penis off, do they still want to draft you, you think?
Yeah. Yeah, because you're still a dude, just no pee-pee.
Yeah, where does testosterone come from? Not from your balls?
Like, I don't know.
I'm saying, could somebody who's trans who had the surgery be
exempt?
Yeah.
No, they're going to carry the radios.
Okay.
They're going to be that guy,
Yeah, yeah.
The little, he's like a, light.
Actually, that's what I heard. I actually saw something recently where back in the day, eunuchs, people who had been castrated.
I'm familiar.
Kings and like rich people would entrust their wife with a eunuch. They wouldn't care if the eunuch and them hung out and like whatever, because they knew they were never gonna like have sex with them.
They were the gay friends
and therefore eunuchs gained a lot of power and influence because they were associated with the wealthy, rich people because they trusted them not to bang out their wife when they weren't looking, and they didn't trust anybody else.
It's
interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
That's the role that we need still in the military. Even if you were born a man and you cut off your pee-pee,
your ding dong,
we still need you because we can trust you with our women.
Yeah,
but you can still be security. You still got the muscle structure to be security, but we can trust you not to steal our wives.
Yeah,
that's history.
Hey,
and nature.
So you don't think this is a sign that they're maybe worried for war?
If it is for war, then it's definitely more like serious, obviously, because in that case, yeah, we're drafting everyone who was born with a penis. You know, if it's real war, if we're actually fighting for something, But if it's not actually for war, and this is just why I bring up this statement now,
getting rid of a voting block isn't. Yeah, it's obviously
gonna this is gonna offend the people who.
I don't know though.
Are the most vocal and the most annoying in your party.
Yeah, but I don't think. I think that whole freaking community is so party line.
That's what I'm saying. Up until this point.
No, I think that even when they announce this or whatever, they're gonna go finally.
Transgender people.
Yes, they're so about Biden and Hillary.
Yeah,
and
but that's
Obama.
They hate being dead named. They get people kicked off of Twitter for using the wrong pronouns. You think that Biden now saying we don't recognize you as the thing you identify as is gonna sit well with them?
Dude, they're delusional. They don't think we think.
It's not gonna sit well with them.
They're delusional.
They're just going to lose them as a voting block, and it's such a small fraction of the population that it's not going to matter.
But it's not a small fraction of the population who supports. Think of every major company.
I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of gays against groomers type of stuff. I've been seeing a lot of they don't. The gay community doesn't support the trans community because they don't have the same agendas. That's what I've seen.
Okay.
Have you seen that?
No, but I trust your opinion. Being so immersed in that culture, I do take and trust your opinion on that.
Well, that's just what I've seen. That there's gay women who are no, there shouldn't be trans athletes in women's sports and stuff like that. There's division amongst the LGBT, and this is just the most division was between the LGB and the T. And now they're we don't need the T. How do we shake the T? And the only way is to burn the bridge because they're the most vocal, annoying, unrational, unreasonable sect of that whole conglomerate.
Yeah.
Especially with midterms coming up, it feels like an obvious political statement or stunt for some reason. We'll see. We'll see what the fallout is. I haven't heard much from the transgender community about this yet. I just learned about this on TikTok. I feel like it was something buried in some sort of bill, and now it just someone finally read it and brought it to light, you know? And so people are just learning about this.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited to see what the fallout is because there's definitely going to be fallout.
Yeah. I hope that I will say this, best of luck. Fighting the Russians, and also I hope they get you get to wear whatever sexual preference and gender identity flag on your uniform there'll
at least be a pin.
Yeah, I hope they send you into war wearing your patch.
Yeah,
your sexual. So when the enemy fucking assassinates you and goes to take your, they'll know if you like to suck dick or
it's important information.
Yeah, what you like to do sexually, and that's
just hope you don't get captured because these soldiers get lonely out here, let's just say.
Yeah,
I don't think it's great for prisoners of war who are wearing the rainbow flag.
Yeah, no.
Nothing wrong. You know, do what you do.
Do you?
But personally,
it's a sin and you're going to hell.
No, personally, if I get caught, I'm
Little Blessings.
Even if I'm a little gay, I'm all the way straight.
Yeah, like, man, I'm gonna get out of here.
You know that the prisoners of war have to do a little bit of gay stuff for the other soldiers on the other side.
What do you mean?
John McCain?
That's
the part he didn't tell, is the glory hole situation at the camp he was stationed at, arrested at.
What war was he in?
I don't even know. He talked about the torture because that's all that Americans care about. But what about the glory hole? What about those soldiers who are 5 months away from any women and all they got are prisoners of war to have their way with? If you're gay, you get prisoner of war, you're the straightest one on the battlefield all of a sudden.
Yeah. Yeah, you straighten right up.
Yeah. Like, I'll suck your dick, but I might bite it.
Yeah.
I bite it all the way off.
I'll suck it off.
Because I don't like it, first of all.
I'll suck your penis right off.
I'm going to do this, but I don't like it. War will make you do things.
Wanting to live will make you do things.
Yeah.
Not necessarily war. Like, we had an Iraq war.
Yeah.
I wasn't out there sucking dick.
Wanting to do...
You know?
Yeah.
Survival, though.
Yeah.
Survival. If knife to my throat, I might open up and never talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Survival will turn a gay man straight. It'll turn a straight man gay. Let's just be honest.
McCain was in a Vietnam war camp.
Okay, so isn't that the war that everyone's like, we didn't even... That was like a pointless war?
Yeah, and then they went, it wasn't really a war. We're still undefeated. It wasn't a war.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
That's the one you got captured in? And everyone's like, I mean, it's not, technically...
It was a police action.
Was it a war? Or was it just a mission gone wrong?
Was it a war? Well, I mean, was it a war? Did we win? Of course it wasn't a war. If it was a war, we would have won.
Yeah.
We just didn't. We didn't really care about this one. We didn't really keep score.
This was just
like we normally do.
This was for funsies,
Yeah.
There was a little something we were going after. Did we get it? No. But can we live without it? Yes.
Yeah.
We didn't really want it,
Yeah. I look at war like making love to my wife. I never pull out. This wasn't war. We pulled out.
Yeah. You're fighting for your gayness, really. If you're gay and in the military and it's a fight for America, it's a fight for freedom, you're fighting to be gay.
Gay or trans.
Or trans. You're fighting for that thing that you believe so much in. So even if you don't believe in America, just know that you'd be thrown off a roof if you were in the Middle East. So fight for that. Fight for the freedom to be gay.
Yeah, and gosh darn it, fight with all your might. You know what I mean?
And strength. And heart.
And soul.
And spirit. This next story is for the Twitch streamers out there, a.k.a. people who like video games and are super nerdy. TwitchCon had a foam pit, and some porno star broke her tailbone jumping into the foam pit because it was about a foot deep. People could battle like an inflatable. Like, you get two people have a stick and they try to knock each other off the platform or whatever.
Jousting or whatever.
And
it'd be like jumping from the top step with one throw pillow at the bottom of the stairs.
Exactly.
You're just like jumping 14 stairs.
Yeah. And you think it's deeper, you know?
Yeah, you think the throw pillow's deeper, and then as you get closer, like, it's not getting bigger.
You're like jumping on a part of your body that you don't mind landing on if it's soft, but not a part that you would land on if you knew you were going to hit the ground.
You're going belly first.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, you know how Twitch has a bunch of like video game nerds and e-girls, like people with OnlyFans accounts? Like, that's who's on Twitch. Oh, wow.
And Eric Griffin.
Twitch is only people who play video games, or like the sluttiest girls, because they know that the people who play video games, like the nerds, they'll pay them money to like look at their cleavage, not even like see nip, just cleavage.
That's crazy.
They'll send the money just for like a cleavage shot. I needed to lay that out so that this makes sense, because the foam pit girl, Adriana Chechik, I don't know if that's her real name or if that's her porno name. She is
Chechik?
an adult star. She was on the platform battling somebody, and she does some sort of like weird flip, like not flip. She does like, she kicks her legs out and lands butt first on the foam, thinking it's a pit, but it's not. It's just foam on top of the
Cement.
ground, and she broke her back in 2 different places.
Yeah.
And
she got her back
Look
blown
at-
out more than any video she ever made.
look, she
The
jumps,
pounding, that
does the splits, and
touches her feet and lands ass
boom, look at,
hole first on the ground.
bounces,
My goodness. Oh,
grabs, and immediately in pain. And the best part is that the commentators are trying to like be funny. They're like, she's all right. She's all right. And she's just laying like face first in the foam. And they're like, she's fine. And then eventually some people come and try and
just,
help
like,
her.
screaming.
And she's like, I can't get out. I can't get out.
They're like, we all saw how deep it was. There's
like, you can just stand up. Just stand up. What do you mean you can't get out?
Oh my gosh, dude. I mean,
And
that is a testament to her ass, though. She bounced.
She did bounce.
She fucking bounced, dude.
But she's not gonna be making any porno videos anytime soon. I'm taking it.
Well, I bet she does.
But she's not the only one who injured themselves in this foam pit.
Well, I mean, obviously, TwitchCon is thrown by people who hate Twitch streamers. Yeah, the people who run it planned this.
Yeah.
You know how shallow it is when you put it together.
Yeah.
You test it out. It's a fucking foam pit. You're going to test it out.
Especially
no one
if it's
tested it out.
not a pit. It's just foam blocks on top of the convention center floor.
Yeah.
This is something that the fans of Adriana Chechik are used to seeing from her. Getting that back work done. But
this isn't the first time the fans of Adriana Chechik have seen her back blown out.
Yeah. But good luck to Adriana. Hope you heal up. I hope you can get back to work, because this could put you out of commission for a while. I could see this putting you out of commission for a while.
Yeah. Well, you know what I see, Levi? A common thread. You know what that thread is? She went into that foam pit a sinner.
And the Lord
came
taught her a lesson.
A little blessing. Adriana's our little blessing. Our gaping blessing.
I feel like TwitchCon in and of itself is a sad place to be.
Yeah. That's
like,
not
that looks like a place that someone would go and like have the worst day of their life.
until this happened.
No, this is the worst day of her life.
Of her life, yeah. But if I'm a nerd and I'm there, like, I'm depressed. And if I see,
Do you think this was a turn off? Do you think this was a turn off or a turn on for her fans?
Oh, a turn off for her fans.
Yeah. To see her go.
It-
and then like face forward into the foam and just like
such a they like that part.
I can't get out. Do you think that they're like, I can't look at her the same? Like,
no,
now that like that's not attractive to me, or
no, they
or
simp.
is it like I will take care
Yes,
of you?
yes.
You need someone to ice your tailbone?
Yeah, they simp.
I'll do it.
They
Yeah.
they simp for this girl.
For sure. The Twitch community
Simps
are full of simps.
Oh,
The Twitch community are the simpiest people in the world.
simps and whores.
That's why OnlyFan thoughts are on Twitch, because they know that the nerds are on there constantly like, how can I pay money to a girl to have sex or to like look at her boobies?
Yeah.
can I pay you money? Can I pay you money to look at your boobies?
Yeah.
And they're like, give me money.
Yeah. These girls just traded their sugar daddies in for nerds.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of these sugar daddies are nerds these days.
Well, they're sugar babies. If we're going candy reference.
Sugar babies.
Sugar babies.
A slept-on candy?
Nerds. Yeah.
I will say.
It is a slept-on candy.
If you're a Twitch nerd.
If you're a simp, just make money and pay for sex.
Yeah.
Pay for sex, pay for a wife. If you
make money by playing Fortnite, settle for whatever you can get.
Yeah, go to TwitchCon.
If you got to pay for a wife, to import a wife from some other country, do it. Because let's be honest, like most girls don't like it when their man is playing video games.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's like, do you spend hours playing video games every night so we never get to talk? That's exactly what I want in a partner.
Video games make me so horny.
Let me watch you play Fortnite some more, babe. You're so good at it.
Oh my gosh, you still live in your parents' basement?
Your Wi-Fi speed is so fast.
Did you say feminism? Yeah. You gotta pay for sex, bucko.
Well.
So best of luck to Adriana Chechik.
Best of luck to anyone who got injured in this foam pit. I hope that
rest that ass.
I hope that you guys sue and this is the last TwitchCon because we don't need a TwitchCon.
Yeah,
we don't need
no more
people who sit in front of a webcam con.
Yeah,
okay.
We don't need all these nerds out here fucking horned up.
Yeah,
any more than they already are watching cartoons.
This is what happens. This should be a lesson to all of us.
This week's apology goes out to the hip hop community. I would like to send my condolences. And today was a hard day. It was a rough day. We've all been there. Hey, we've all been there. And I just want to say I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sorry that you had to hear the news from a white guy and whatever Levi is. And so here's to you, hip hop community. I guess we'll see ya in a decade or so when it's cool and retro and hipster again.